Good evening, YouTube people. This is Cat Claw speaking. I'm going to pretty much read some more prose poems here, and this is coming from a site called allpoetry.com. I will be turning on the other light here in just a minute, but for right now, you guys can hear my cat in the background. She's demanding food, and if I let her, she'll sneak over here and pretty much get in the way of the recording. So if you guys don't mind playing fiddle to a cat, then more power to you. But I think that I'm gonna start reading this here in just a little bit as soon as I get some more light in the room. Oh, Shadow. You gonna look at the camera, kitty? What do you think you're gonna do? Well, that's not gonna help you. What do you want? Well, that's definitely not gonna help you. That's not gonna get you what you want. Now, I gotta move you, kitty. Sorry, guys. Cats like to disturb things if they're not the center of attention. Be right back to get some more light on the situation. Oops. Okay. No. Move. Okay, now we're much better. Now we got more of a clearer picture. And I'm sorry if my hair and stuff's a mess. I actually didn't woke up, didn't have enough time to actually shave this morning. So right now you see me as I am. And now I'm going to start reading the prose poems. Now, granted that some of these were done 5 years ago, some were done 7 years ago, and some were done 8 years ago. Some of them are related to real life. Others are done as emotional therapy. And still others were done when I was in high school. The 2 previous videos that I've done with prose poems were done when I was in high school, and that's all the way back to 2001 to 2002 and 2003. 2003, at that point, I had moved and had come to Eureka, Oklahoma. So some of these ones were done after my mom passed away. Some were done as a result of something happening with me and my boyfriend. And that would be the prose poem called Double-Edged Sword. That was written when I was very upset. I almost ended up breaking up with him, but thankfully that didn't happen. But we play it as we go along. So yeah, a lot of what I write, role play, write offline, prose poems, are all based upon reality. A lot of it is fantasy based, which you'll see. And the way it's been written, probably some of it will not rhyme well. The grammar is not correct. So you're dealing with someone. For instance, myself, I have a disability. You can't see it. It's internal. It's inside. I have epilepsy. I have type 2 diabetes. I have stigmatism in my eyes. Hence, I'm wearing glasses. I have a platelet dysfunction, a negative blood type, so all of these things are internal. You cannot see them. So this is me just getting the word out that there are, if you know someone who has a disability, do not treat them any different. I mean, we're people just the same as any normal person that does a job. I mean, I go to power shop and I work. Um, there's Special Olympics. So a lot of us who are higher functioning get real tired when people come out and talk about, well, these people are retarded, and stupid crap like that. So just be aware that, the person that you think is retarded could be as high functioning as me and could take offense to being called a retard. So, and unless you have a family member that has a disability, or has some sort of epilepsy, I mean, there's a lot of people that are a lot way worse off than I am. There are people with Down syndrome. There are people with bipolar disorder. There are people with, with different types. So you can't judge a book by its cover, and you shouldn't. Here's the thing that I'm going to state out real quick. The only person who should judge someone like me or someone with a disability is God himself, because he knows what's in our hearts. Those of you who judge somebody by physical or mental attributes, you guys shouldn't even do that. It's not up to you to judge us. That's like judging somebody for their sexual orientation. I'm sorry, but you just don't do that. So anyway, I tend to stay away from that. So without further ado, I will begin reading the old prose poems, and this is probably going to be a very long video, and I have to apologize for that, but this was something I intended to do a long time ago and just didn't have enough time to be able to read everything to you. So without further ado, I shall start reading. Thankfully now I'm over my allergy attack in that last video. I'm so sorry you guys had to see me sneeze like that, but I was dealing with some allergy / sickness, and it wasn't a good day for me. I'm still got allergies, but they're not as bad. So hopefully I don't get a attack of allergies while I'm reading this stuff. So now I'll start with the double-edged sword. I need to minimize the video in order to do this, so I will minimize the program and then begin reading. The double-edged sword, done when I was upset with a certain somebody. Love has the power to hurt and to heal, but most often it is the hurt that stays with us in the memories of pain and sadness. I had my heart closed once, and it was a cold dead thing, but she sneaked past my guards and walls and unlocked the door to my heart. Love has the power to hurt me the most. I experienced the pain of that hurt not so long ago, when things went wrong between the one who held my heart in his grasp. Love has the power to heal when it's used most forcefully, but the healing process is slow, and sometimes it's not used in the right way. Love has the power to upset my internal balance, and that my heart is open. It could very well destroy me should it be turned into a weapon, forged from when people get upset. I heard only once in my life, it is better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. Only too well now do I know what these words mean in my poor heart, but there is something else I am most vulnerable to, my demons, then when upset and jump to conclusions that no one would think of. My words and feelings that day and night were strange to be sure. No, I never want to feel the hurt I did that night, for I thought everything was lost. But when I found it was not all lost, a thin ray of hope parted the darkness, and I could see again. Love has healed me somewhat from the wound of yesterday, and of that Sunday night. No one may know the true depth of my heart but myself, so put to prose what I cannot contain in my soul. Love has the power to harm and hurt the ones we love most of all. But through that pain is an experience to be learned, and I am wiser from it now. Though the tears of pain and upsettedness are gone, residue feelings remain, to be sure. Tired I am from a night of not sleeping, which was my own fault, you see, for had I hung up much sooner, and he who twisted my words, this would never have happened. I am but one person in the scheme of things, a light that should give an example, but when I am down, there is no one to lift the light giver up. No one, that is, until you came into my life, for you lifted my spirits when they were down. But now that this has occurred, my spirits have drifted downwards into a feeling of numbness so profound I wonder if I ever will survive it. Cold I was and shaky from the pain of tears. For a person who does not cry much, or is not very emotional, that was the last straw in my breaking point. For in truth you really cannot ever know in words how much I love you, or in my voice that too often sounds gruff when I am speaking. You can hurt me through the power of love and crush my heart to pieces. But that is all you can do to me, because somehow I will survive, even if it is my friends who keep me from going down that dark road of hellish depression. Love has the power to hurt and to harm those that it is often aimed at towards their loved ones. We all have our bad days and nights, but the dark long road stretches endlessly in my mind, and therein I see myself caught on that road of inky darkness, wandering lost in the grey mist. The light once bright has died from the power that was used against it. My light wavers on thin strands, and when it goes out, depression hits like never before. You cannot realize how terrible it is to know, because of my shortcomings and faults, that they doom me to a life of eternal loneliness, or that my greatest dream may never come to pass. Yes, the power of love is able to hurt me, and has done so most profoundly. Depression hits. When depression hits, I feel nothing will be the same ever again, for the clouds roll over my head, drowning in its darkness. I can see nothing in that inky blackness. From what I have heard this morning depresses me still. Will I find the way to get past this depression? Perhaps another day will dawn bright and cheerful. But no, I think for today this darkness will remain to cloud my heart and soul. If I should stand and cry, would anyone hear? Perhaps the angels and God would hear my plea. But I cannot forget the voice of my written words, how they cry tears of blood from my fingertips. For in them is my feelings and emotions, detailing how I feel. Yes, today depression hits hard, and I am down and out of sight, hiding in my corner as the shadows suffocate me once more. The power of love. They say the power of love has the ability to heal all things, but what they never say or reveal is that the power of love has many things it can be. It can hurt us when things are said, and the emotional impact can be devastating. But in the end it can be overcome, and the wound can be healed by an act of love. Here, my heart once revealed how much I loved you, but the words couldn't be said to a stranger, nor the questions answered thereof. Personal they were to me, or to my character self. I could not reveal or answer them all. Never seek to hurt me in a way like that again, for it was then I realized the power of love could destroy what was building between us. They say time heals all wounds, but without love there is nothing to be healed, or for a broken heart to mend its sad ways. I know I have said in the written word, but never said in my voice on the phone, how much I love you. The time will come when we meet face to face. Then through the power of love we shall see if what we feel is true, and if we can be compatible to one another. The time approaches when that day will arrive. I look forward to that day with every breath I take, for I know that it is the day we will sit, and in real life speak of things, not necessarily the kiss on the first date, for that must come later. But I know the power of love so profoundly that I know the meaning that it is better to have loved than to have lost. The pain runs deep in our souls as we do things we do not like to do in this life. I say what I must and what I feel through prose, but I know words will never be enough to satisfy those I love. My emotions I thought once were cold and dead, but you opened the door and revealed to me that I was not a cold-hearted female. I know now that perhaps God placed you in my path, and if we only stay together for a short time, it will have been an experience I will never forget. For in the end there are lessons to be learned in love, and in the next step, if I dare to take that journey. Through all my faults, I know I've never been this emotional before, until the day we met online and became what we now are. Yes, the power of love has the ability to change us all, for the better or for the worst, and I know its power is a grand thing and has come to me at last. Okay, the next one is called Enjoy Christmas, and this one was done, for Christmas, because I love Christmas. It's one of my favorite holidays. The room's decorated in Christmas apparel. Douse the lights, and you will see the tree in all its splendor. The fireplace glows, roaring behind the tree encircled with presents, and though I stand admiring this scene, and glance out the window and pray that I am not the only one that thinks so of Christmas. For though my birthday is in December, on the 18th of the month, it never spoils my joy, for this is time and a season of peace on earth. They say it should be celebrated with friends and family. I say bring on the music and let the melodies play through the air, for I love every single one. I admire the season of winter, and that is the truth, for there must be a cycle of sleep to renew the earth for the summer. But look at the glowing windows of lights and yards filled with the hope of this year's opening to the new year. The future never looked so bright and merry, and this I think of all that has passed and will be made new. Yes, douse the lights and look at the tree and see all the sparkling things, and if you look hard you will see the spirit of Christmas and the thought that gets put into it by a loving hand or paw, and I will be there looking at it. This one is called Enter into the Door. Enter into the door that leads to my heart. Oh, what can ye seek to find therein? Is it treasure you think to thieve from the thing I guard? My heart is guarded to all that know me. For when I give out that precious heart, it will be to the one who accepts me as I am, with all my shortcomings and faults. Enter into the door of my heart, and ye may find what you will. But in my mind, the heart is a terrible thing to waste, and so is love. I will hold my heart out for all to see, and if it should get a little beaten, I will remain strong from the pain, for in my weakest moment my heart can be made vulnerable to my emotion. Enter into the doorway of my heart, and you will find the treasure that most seeketh to yield, but cannot control, until the trueness of it is revealed to the heart of where love abounds above all things. And I'm losing my voice, guys. Okay. The next one. Let's see if I remember which one, if I've read. Now, forgive me if I actually reread something that I've already posted on YouTube, but I did type in a lot of stuff for allpoetry.com, so I'm just reading stuff that I've written. And you have to understand, a lot of this is old stuff, so... The Vampire King. 'Twas a dark, stormy night, the kind of night you expect to see a vampire out hunting prey. On this particular night, the Vampire King would choose his queen to rule the night with him forever. He will go against tradition and go with his heart and pick one of mortal blood. His heart will rule then with love. The Vampire King will destroy all that vampires have known through the centuries. The times of change have come upon them now that mortals populate the world and modern technology has come into power. For if they don't change, they will be left in the dust. So tonight, remember the Vampire King is hunting for the right one, for it is this fight to change the way they have lived. For a very long time, that has the councils of vampires in a uproar. So if you're chosen, you may be in danger. Okay, the summer. And of course I have probably read this already, but I guess people like summer, so I'll just read it. The summer. You know it's summer when the hot winds blow and the heat saps your energy like nothing else. When the rains cease to come and cool the air off, the land dries out in the heat and there's no relief in sight. I'd fight the heat if I could, but I am only a mortal. You know it's summer when the heat knocks out batteries and drains people's energy. You know it's summer when the droughts and fires start. There is no way to stop it from coming, for it is a part of the season. When the rain ceases and spring is gone, and the heart becomes unbearable, and the heat becomes unbearable. I once loved the summer, but now I no longer do. I prefer the cooler months. Again, I think I was in depression when I wrote this, so it is called The Turmoil Within. I think of things that are and wish I could change them, but on this thinking I know it will get me nowhere very fast. Though I try to see all things there is in this world of mine. Though I try to see all there is in this world of mine. I cannot tell what new things I have missed since I last looked out this window. I knew the day would come that my mind would change my thinking for me, but I cannot truly tell you how it is I shed not a blue tear for the things I miss. My room may be a mess at the most, but it's here in the mind where the clutter begins. I think of all that I have gone and done, but the dawn finds me once more through that open door that I allowed to remain open to let in the cool breeze. I find, now that I should have concentrated more on the things of nature instead of trying to change that which I knew. I know that these things which are new will forever change my mind in the end. I think of things that are and wish I could change them for the better instead of for the worst. But I try to do what's right, even though the fight is not mine to keep going. I feel a need to combat the dark night that wishes to suck us down, though perhaps you will see my course as justice, for I know that I am bound by honor and duty, though my wound would run deep if I should fail to bring the light to this coil of reality. But inside my soul is wrought with turmoil that turns and yearns for release into this sanity. My mind circles ever onward, looking for a way out when there is none to be had. Round and around we go, there's no end in sight at all. So deep within the turmoil remains stronger than anything I have encountered before. Let's see. Oh, I did miss one actually, the Night of Dragons, so we'll read that and then I'll go on to the Flight of Dragons next. The stars twinkle in the eerie night sky. I look up once and I see an effortless gliding of two bat-like wings silhouetted against the moonlit sky. I tremble in fear, for I know it is the night of the dragons that has come once more. Upon us this time I knew not whence my courage would flee, in awe of sight of these elegant creatures of the night sky. They say humans hunt what they fear to understand. I can see that not all of us do in such a manner. For I fear not the dragons of old, though I am not so bold as those that fight on the wing. I wish that in this night of the dragons that my might was new and strong, for should it be so, then I would flyest with them on this strange mystical night. The thundering wings pass me by overhead, and I tremble in awe and some fear, for I know I must bear record of their passing on this night, their scales of deepest shadows stretching across the land. I knew in my heart that I shall always be one with the dragon, on this eventful night when the stars twinkle in the eerie night sky. Okay, now next is Dragonflight. Oh, it's such a rush to feel the wind through your wings at night. Dragonflight, quicker than running on the ground and hunting for one's prey with the moon shines its light. You say, look, that fearsome beast, it has no manners, and it will eat you. We are as intelligent as you are, mortal beings, but a dragon knows so much more that 'tis why we cry blue tears of sadness when one of our kind dies. The light is forever strong among us who serve the good side, while those who serve darkness cannot comprehend the dangerous road they travel. Our might is strong, in the light of day you will see us. Look at their bejeweled wingtips, soaring across the sky like a miniature gem, the sparkles of majesty. I can tell you now that the dragons are quite grand creatures, and they know no bounds to fight with, for their might is strong. Their teeth gleam ever so sharp. The dragon's flight is astounding as one views it at night as they gleam in the moon's early light. The wind rushes through their wings, creating the sound of thunder as it echoes off the mountain peaks. Oh, how I wish I could join the flight of dragons soaring across that moonlit sky, and see the things they have seen, and know the things that they know, for their knowledge is grand to have. They are wise creatures, and that is why I cannot but help to look and see the dragon's flight when it comes across that sky of mine. Now, we're going on to the next ones that I've done up here. The Thunder Rolls, which some of you might actually like, but we'll see. The thunder rolls shatteringly across the rooftops. Lightning flashes blackened in the blackened, cloudy sky. I lift my head and smile as my wings unfurl from my back. I have always loved the sound of thunder, as it roars like that of a mighty dragon, venting its wrath upon the ground. Lightning zings through the air with a singing sound. I fly through the blackened storm-like sky. My eyes gleam with an ire all of their own. My fire can never be tamed, and why should it? Never tame this wild kitty. Oh, on this wild night the storm sings through my blood. I believe the storms, disastrous though they can be, give us our greatest humility, and teach us to be humble. Lift my head and give voice to that primal leopard roaring and echoing the I lift my head and give voice to that primal leopard roar, echoing the thunder rolling across the plains. As I fly through its fiery passion, there's no holding this guardian of fire back. For the storm, the greatest of nature's weapons. The thunder rolls and roars like that of an angry beast. But that is not who or what I truly fear. No, that the storm of nature given to rejuvenate the earth, and its awesome glory roaring in that blackened sky. I let the song of nature take its course, the roars of nature intertwine. I am more than I shall ever be. There's no taming this cat, and why should you even try? The thunder rolls, venting out the emotions spent in this time on this earth. We only live once in this world, and I intend to live life to the fullest. I sit and write upon the daily doings of myself, in character of my furry self when I am or talking, never revealing who I really am except through Cece. Yes, the guardian of fire, reddish gold shape-shifting leopard, queen of Silver Moon planet. Yes, she is me, and I am her part, and I am her. Part of my soul exists in my character, as they always will for me. In my deepest heart, I hear the call of the rolling thunder, and I hear my name and lift my wings and fly. Yes, the lightning flashes its fury at my invasion, but nothing more fiery or intense than love itself. I know what the meaning of love is and happiness. I know the meaning of sadness and anger, but do not arouse me into giving full force of it tonight. I've done so before when upset. But I am not tonight, and in the future I remain where I will be, always seeking that which is a mystery, for that mystery calls to me, and I seek the unknown. My fascination calls to me with everything I am. Yes, I hear the thunder rolling outside, and then I am gone in that split second. The rolling of the thunder calls my name, and now you see why I am the guardian of fire. I protect those from harm. I go out of my way to be nice, and to bring the light that shines forth, whether in your darkest hour or when you need it the most. I will always be here to light the way. The way I see things. The way I see things can be different than what another person may think they see. I see an image and instantly see something else. My imagination can play havoc with the senses at night, but in the end what I see may be shaped by love. Or maybe I'm just looking in the places and wishing people happy too, but what I see in anything is so grand and it's hard to believe it's there. The way I see things is strange and different, but then that's me, or maybe my writer personality coming to the fore. In the way I see things today, sometimes it's spiritual, but it's all keyed to the heart. When matters occur that are hurtful, you want to lash out at someone, but if you're like me at all, you'll bottle it up inside you until it comes rushing out in pain-filled words. My pain-filled memories written in prose tell a story much better than I can voice it or give to tears. But when my sight is distorted by power of emotion, as it has been before, I don't always see so clearly, or the thing that is there. The way I see things sometimes has its place, and perhaps will touch a person's heart again. But the way I see sometimes is jaded from what is past and what is now, but every so often there occurs something that I haven't seen before. Yes, I think the way I see things is something new. I knew the way I used to see things with what they called eye, but now I see things much more different. Something within has changed me for the better or for the worse. I can't really say, but for now I am happy that it has taken place. My face smiles with wonderment and amazement at the changes that are made. Deep inside, yes, the way I see things today and tomorrow may remain the same, and hopefully this bubble will never burst. But that's the dreamer's hope within me, keeping everything I've written of alive inside me where it counts the most. This is called the heart. Once again, I feel the beating of my spiritual heart, the heart we can't see but holds the key to our emotions. In this heart of mine is locked my desires and dreams, the things I would tell no living soul, though my heart would never be bold enough to reveal my emotions face to face. I speak but only a fraction of what I feel in the written word, but how can my heart hold something so close and yet never release that which was meant to be said? I thought once my heart was an icy thing that nothing could touch and unlock the cage of winter that held my heart in its grip. But I was wrong, for there was someone who was able to do both. When people that I was close to passed to the other side, I knew how alone I truly was. And though I have always wanted a boyfriend, I lacked the ability to go out and actually seek one. So I let something that started out as fun and grew serious, and how it happened, that remains a mystery even to my spiritual heart. How it worked I do not know. Perhaps it was the time and place, but once again I feel the powerful thrum of my spiritual heart. And the heart we can't see or feel holds within it the key to my emotions. In this heart of mine, dreams are locked away for safe keeping. I would reveal all, but I am afraid to. Doubt clouds my mind, and I must constantly be reassured of things to come. I am feeling even in my heart that I am still lost within a sea of darkness. But there is a faint ray of light shining and illuminating the darkest corners of my mind and heart. There are things I can never tell a living soul, for it is personal in its demise. The heart that holds the key to everything is my sword and shield. But can I defeat the doubts that cloud me at every turn? Or is it too late for me? I do not know. But one thing is certain, that this heart of mine can so very easily be broken in the state that it is in. The Red Dragon. Now this, was also done for my boyfriend, so I thought I would share this. You guys will like this. I looked out my window, and the color red floating by. At first, I thought it was just my imagination taking flight, but when it occurred again at night, I knew better than to think it so. For it was the red dragon of fire I had heard about in tales of old. He who is part vampire and of something else best not named, the name that haunts every mortal's heart in Latin, is the name Draco. I saw this dragon in its splendor, but why he chose my window I will never know. Once again he flies close by, and it's almost as if I can reach out and touch him. But one thing prohibits me from doing so. Reality will not allow me to leave my animals behind, and so let him soar ever onward. searching for what he cannot find, for if he looked closely he would see the eyes of a dreamer trapped in reality. I saw the red dragon fly by near sunset, soaking up the warm rays of the sun. He does not know red is my favorite color, and though I am almost and though I almost speak, it is as if the dragon takes my heart when he flies away into the darkness of twilight's grasp. Then one day I took a stroll outside and saw the dragon, and this time he did not fly by. He stopped and offered me a ride, and I took it thinking I would return back home. But ever since that fateful day I have never looked back, and neither has he. Our flight has barely begun, and this time the dreamer no longer yearns to escape the trappings of reality. This time she flies with the one who captured her heart so long ago on the first sunset that had caught her so very fast. The Demon's Love. Again, this is a bit short, but I think you guys will enjoy it. The love of a demon can be somewhat strange and twisted, no matter what they say in the end. For love remains the same no matter the race of beings. The love of a demon can be pure, or for other reasons unknown. The demon's love will come to you tonight, so take heart. This demon does not serve the darkness, but serves the light. He is the loner known as Alexander the Demon Wolf. Demon's love is pure this night, but will be fought with danger. For he will show the one he loves his heart, and she must take it into safekeeping. The yearning for love. I sit here and wish I had a boyfriend. I yearn for the feeling of love, but I fear that will never come to pass. I sit here and wish that my yearnings would not make me blue. I sit here and wish I knew the feeling of what love is, but I fear I will never know that true feeling. I sit here wishing my yearning dream was a reality. The yearning for love will never let me be. In the end, it is my fight to seek the emotion, hope, and love. I sit here and wish I had someone to love me as I am. I fear that I will never see this world with rose-colored eyes. I sit here thinking of my yearning and put my longing into words, so that someday maybe I will meet the perfect mate. Now, that one was done before I started role-playing with Draco online. So, at that point, I, didn't have a boyfriend. Online, that is. This is in reference to a story I was writing offline, or a character I was creating. Either case, this is who she is, and it is called Sandaris. Sandaris, you stand alone in a strange new world, seeking a way to return home from whence you came. But there is something new to explore in this old world. You escaped the demon slayers, and now you have a choice to make. Find friends or be left behind in the dark, seeking shelter in the trees. Of this modern world, your power is still within you, but the darkness is winning. Face it and bring back the light, demon of the sands of the deserts. For yours is the power of heat and light, and the fight remains with you, demonic feline of the sands. The night slowly spreads across this earth and reaches out towards the dark-hearted, but you remain against all odds, trying to figure out a way home, where you know you will be hunted for all of time. The odds are against you, Sandaris, but that will not stop you, for in your blue eyes I see the true power of what really makes you you, and I stand in awe of the demon of the sands, for I know that nothing can compare to her in all the world. Sorry guys, if my voice if I end up losing my voice, it's okay. Now this story was done for a Dragon Friends character, and his character is called Morales, and well, he's a very bad kitty, let's put it that way. the orange feline filled with hatred at the world. He who can control your mind and make you see what truly isn't there. He is the one to fear above all felines, for he hates you and I of the light. His nature tends to be dark as the night. He would kill you if he could and leave your family to cry tears of blue. He is the predator of all predators, the mighty male of his race, and females cannot compare to him in color or in deed. He is strong and wise in thought, and he knows how to antagonize someone. No kind word has ever been said to him. For that they would end up dead, for he mistrusts everyone he meets. His claws are sharper than razors, and his fangs, behold, they are like curved knives. He waits to strike down. His cunning shows up in everything that he does, for to anger him is your doom, as you will die when you least suspect it. Master of everything that is evil, he is known only by one name, Morals, for he has no morals to speak of in that. He is someone I should not wish to meet in the darkest alleyway, or in a forest dark and silent. Night Wings. I look out my window and I stare, for I hear the sound of wings, millions of them rushing by outside in the sky. They thunder across the ground like the drums of war. If I but could catch a glimpse, I would soar, too, on the night wings of some strange creature, of a form that only I could take. Dragons of the night, how beautiful it sounds to me. Dragons, the darkest hue of blue, as they soar amongst the nighttime sky. For their might is something to wonder at, as their eyes glow fairly, too. I consider dragons my friends, but these I fear to befriend, as they may turn on me in an instant in case they think I have betrayed them to the dragon slayers. I am a creature of the night, and I cannot resist to spread my wings in the night sky. The moon's light beats down upon my black fallen angel wings as I magically transport myself out of my home. For I am a fallen angel, and it is the time of the night wings of all creatures to fly and make enjoyment of each other. For I know that they too have many things in common with me. The next one is called Computer Blues. And this was done because my mom was getting mad that I was spending too much time on the computer on the internet. I am in the state of computer woes, but some say I'm only having computer blues. Trouble seems to be on the horizon when I use a new program to get rid of spyware on my comp. First it was the virus that knocked my system out cold. Now it's the program to keep spyware out that got rid of my net connection. What's a girl gonna do when the comp seems to hate her so? Oh, I have the computer blues. Some say it's a state of mind you're in. But what do they know if they have never had the internet to write with? Oh, I have these computer woes and blues. You see, my world was better off when viruses weren't so dangerous to the computer world. Oh, why did it have to happen to me? Especially since I have no printer on Mom's computer. An old Packard Bell that's slower than anything new on the market. But then an old dinosaur is better than the young bloods, for it's still able to get around. But my world's still blue until my computer is returned to me. True, it's not the end of the world like I have led you to believe. But oh, those terrible blues have me in their grip and just won't let me go. You'd see, I'd rather much spend my time moaning my fate than truly saying what's on my mind. But oh, these many computer problems, enough to drive a girl insane with madness. I'm gonna cry till my skin turns blue, saying these words in refrain again. So tonight I think I have exhausted my voice in saying these oh so terrible computer blues and woes. Now, we're going to go to page 3 on here. And I will read, if my voice gives out before then, I'll turn the video off, but hopefully it won't. This is called A Vampire Night. 'Tis so foggy I can barely see outside my glass windows. It's a night quite unlike any other. It's considered by all good-faring folks that it's a vampire's night. Their might is strong, for they gain strength in darkness. Their complexion is mighty pale, almost as if its death warmed over. Eyes that glow exceptionally, that glow with exceptional sight, and with a keenness that's beyond my understanding. Time knows no boundaries for those creatures that walk the entire night through. I cry tears of blue for them, for you see they have no soul and no emotions. They can only kill and drink the blood of the living. But then why are they so attractive to us females? But perhaps it is the mystery of the vampire. Of the vampire, and that they never seem to die. I wonder what it would be like to live with immortality at my call and see 1,000 things happen within each century. But one thing's true, I would miss all this wonderful food that I now eat would have to be given up. On a foggy night like this, it's a wonder I don't see a vampire patrolling the streets below my window, for tonight would offer them the greatest chance of all for their victims. When dawn appears, the vampire returns to their coffins to await another night, as the light appears once more to keep them from spreading around the world and taking it over. It is true that vampires are the most interesting night creatures around, and soon, I will be one. Yeah, at that time I was pretty much a night owl. Still am to a degree. This was when my parents were getting a divorce and when I moved, and so this is very emotional, but I will read it to you, and it is called The Day My Soul Died. The time came when you were moving things. You were my father. Then came to the insulting words against my mother. The things you said to her made me burn with righteous anger. Anger that is unforgivable in its design. I vowed I would write no more to you for the things you said. Never more would I see you again that day, for you walked out on us that day. On that day when those ill words were said, my soul died 1,000 deaths that night. It was a day my soul did die. No more shall you see us, no more shall you hear us. The dark cloud of oppression is gone. And my father, far away now, back in Phoenix where I lived once. My feelings now put to paper no one ever knew, except the green dragon of Wyvern, and the black dragon and the blue dragon who kept me alive through it all. The day of the move came, and I said goodbye to it all. My world turned blue with you gone, Daddy, but now the anger reaches its stop, and no longer do I care what happens to you. Oh, deep down inside, where I don't admit it, I say I do care, but oh, no one shall hurt me again like you did. You walked out on us and said those oh so hurtful words, and then came the phone calls of your sister who makes sense when drunk as a skunk, who accused my mother of things that she could not control. We had never done anything to you, but you lied about the real truth of that divorce, Father. I write little to you now because the wound is strong, and it will take time to heal. May my faith keep me going when the hurt beats back again. You didn't even make the effort to come out here and see my graduation from high school. That shows me how little you cared about my world. $20 is nice, but it's not the same as a phone call would do. Oh, I do miss you, Father, but you never send word, only through cards. Now you know what it is you're missing, and it's too late to come looking for it. I will never go back to Phoenix. It's too dangerous. The place is now a complete stranger to me, even while growing up. When country and fresh air meet the sky, I am completely happy. People more understanding is what I need. God sent us here, and here is where I will stay. Now my soul died each day when I remember the hurtful words that turned my spirit unto turmoil. Now my world is still blue with passing of my 15-year-old cat, but now I have a bobcat cross and days are sweeter. My soul is returning inch by inch over time, and soon I shall be what I was once again when the moon rises full and the afternoon reaches its peak across the sunny sky. You know it's true when I sing phrases of words and write poetry into threads. Role-playing helped me escape family life as nothing could, and though I wish to aspire to become an authoress, I know it will take time to learn all I need to know. I hope it will come soon, though, for I know in sooth that soon I will complete another round of writing. My fight is over now, and in so doing, I gain what peace I had back again. My world is no longer blue without you, Father, for I have turned my eyes upon my faith. Guys, I'm gonna end it here. At this point, I will pick this up again the next time I do video. Right now, I'm gonna actually review the video and make sure that this thing recorded everything that it was supposed to. And it appears it stopped. Oh no, it's still going. Well, we need to stop it.